Hello everyone, I'm Olivia, your host, and today I will be coloring Alexstrasza from World of Warcraft. I'm using Copic sketch markers, as you can see here. These are all the colors I used on this piece. I'm also using Prismacolor Col-Erase pencils. These are erasable colored pencils. For details, I'm using Sakura Gellyroll white gel pencil. So this is the first time I'm having a voiceover on my videos, and I apologize if the sound quality isn't so high. At the moment I don't own a good microphone, and as you can hear, I'm not English. I am or American or British. I am Swedish, so that's why my English is like this. But I still hope you will enjoy it. Or if you don't, you can just put on your favorite music. I don't really mind. I'm also trying out this new sketchbook called Rendr Sketchbook. I was inspired to try this out after watching Juicy Ink here on YouTube. She's also called Torian on Instagram. I will have links to her page in the description box. I really recommend you check her out because she's a great artist, and I'm always inspired by her videos and her works. I can say that I'm very pleased with this sketchbook so far. It's supposed to be a non-show-through paper, meaning that even if you use Copic markers, they won't bleed through the paper on the backside. And it actually hasn't bled through yet. I like adding many layers of color when I'm using Copic markers. So I'm very pleased with how this paper works out. I also really like the texture of this paper. It's somewhat grainy, and I know some people might prefer it being very, very smooth and even, but I really like this texture. As you can see, almost any color I use first look kind of gray or dark, but with time you can see that it turns more vibrant and more, colorful. I really like Alexstrasza's design, so that's why I wanted to draw her and color her. I'm using different reds, both warm and cold, when coloring her hair. I kind of wanted it to look like fire, but still very vibrant and warm, but also with some colder tones. Almost my favorite parts of coloring my drawings are the golden parts. You probably noticed that I usually have some kind of gold in all of my drawings, and I just think it's so fun to color it. Because of that, almost all my yellow markers are out of ink, but that's worth it, right? So you can see when I'm coloring her crown, I really want to put a lot of effort into adding shades to make it more glittery and golden. I think it's really fun adding shadows and blending colors, and I think it works really well on this paper. Most marker paper I've tried just generally works pretty bad when I'm trying to add many layers of color. Sometimes it just sits on the top of the paper, and that really doesn't look good. But this paper really absorbs the color well. I've been using Copic markers for a really long time. I don't even remember when I first received my 72 set of Copic sketch markers, but I've always enjoyed using them because how solid the colors look and the vibrancy of them. I've been wanting to draw Alexstrasza for a long time now, because I really like her design, and I've been playing a lot of Heroes of the Storm this past year, and I always like picking Alexstrasza because her design is just so pretty. When I studied Alexstrasza's design, I noticed that the golden plates between her breastplates is actually shaped like a dragon. I thought that was really cool, and I tried to make the dragon head kind of pop out, and I don't know if I achieved it or not, but I tried. When coloring, I always like seeing the character develop over time. Sometimes I feel like a drawing I make almost looks better, like right now in the video, with all the golden parts. Sometimes I think that I could just leave the drawing as it is and I would be quite pleased, because I really like these golden colors. As you can see, I have edited out some parts of my coloring process that I thought you might find less interesting. This is both to shorten the video, and I also slowed down the speed, because I figured if the speed is too fast you can't really see what I'm doing, so I hope that you will like this speed better. Oh, and also if you have any suggestions of what you want to see me draw next, or how I could change the video so that you might like it better, please comment so I can learn and try to make it better each time. I can also tell you that I really enjoy making videos, and there's so much fun involved in filming and editing and uploading it to YouTube. I really enjoy what I'm doing, and I hope that I can share that joy with you. Another thing that I haven't talked about so far is that I haven't outlined or made any kind of line art for this piece. I usually use some kind of ink to fill in the lines, but this time I wanted to try just using the Prismacolors as outlines and not really adding any harsh black lines. This is also something I've been inspired to do by watching Thru Juicy Ink. I think it looks more soft and more vibrant this way. It's always very difficult with large areas of skin. It's difficult to add shadow so that it looks realistic. But I always think it's very fun adding shade. When shading skin, I'm usually using the E series of the Copics, and I add some of the yellow reds and the reds to make more deeper shadows. Oh, and I had a really fun time coloring her golden belt. You can see that I'm using almost a mustard-like dark yellow color when adding the shades to the golden parts, and I think this kind of gives away a more shiny effect to the gold. So I've actually put up a goal concerning this sketchbook. I'm not really used to drawing in sketchbooks. I usually use just loose marker paper one by one when drawing, but I think using a sketchbook will allow me to be less critical about what I draw and just draw whatever I feel like drawing, or at least that's what I hope to do. It's also going to be fun to bring this sketchbook with me when I'm traveling. That will allow me to draw more in general. I think my biggest weakness is actually line art. I'm never really pleased with my line arts, so this way I could be more pleased with my drawing, and it will also take less time, because when you're gonna ink it as well, it will take lots of time and you might not even be satisfied with the result. What's also good about these Prismacolor pencils are that they don't seem to be blended out when I go over the lines with Copic markers. I used to have just normal pencils, and they wouldn't work with Copics. They would just get blended out. But I'm very happy with using Prismacolors. Also, please comment if you have any suggestions of what character I should draw next, or what you would like to hear me talk about in my next video. I should also tell you that I have a Etsy store. The links will be in the description. You can actually order a custom-made order. I can't sell fan art of pre-existing characters, but I can draw your original characters, or perhaps one of mine. So if you do want a customized order, you just have to start a conversation with me on Etsy. And my store is named Medori Artworks. I will have links to that in the description box as well. So now we'll come to the part where I'm actually outlining with a black pencil. And first I thought I would outline her eyes with just regular ink, but then I thought, why not try with this pencil and see how it turns out. And now comes the details. I always like this, and I think it brings out such a difference to each piece I'm drawing, I mean. This is also a technique I learned from watching Tori, and I'm just adding the white parts, and then I'm using the eraser on the Prismacolor to kind of mute the color so it doesn't stand out too much. Yeah, so now we're actually done with Alexstrasza. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video, and that you enjoyed. I really do want to make good videos, so thank you very much for watching, and I see you next time.